How does it feel to be not in snow?
Oh, better than the rest of those suckers.
Hello everybody and welcome to our Vegas video. This is going to be a bit of a different vibe because I actually didn't talk and film. I was doing a lot of filming. I do have some points where I do chat and say things, but 99% of the time I'm just in awe of what I'm seeing and trying to enjoy it. It's the Wynn. The wine. Oh, the Encore.
Yeah.
We will do the visit to all the hotels and stuff, right?
Planning to.
Okay. We actually did make it into every single hotel, which was fantastic. This is Fashion Show Mall. And at the time we were here, it was Lunar New Year, so a lot of the spaces were decorated for that. One of our first stops, of course, was the Hello Kitty Cafe, and everything was delicious. The slushies are lychee, and I always get this kind of like royal icing cookie when I come to visit. Super cute. Look at her face. I love it. Just adorable. And very yummy. I love the little glitter touch too. John got this Kuromi cup, which was very yummy. It was flavored with ube, but that cookie was hard to eat. And then right across from us was an ABC store with all of these Hello Kitty merch options. It was fantastic. I went in there, but I didn't buy anything, which is weird.
It's pretty good.
John said he really liked this. I actually liked it too. It was nice, but it was quite small. We did obviously do a lot of walking. We averaged about 25 to 30,000 steps a day. And the only thing that was different from the last time that we were in Vegas was you cannot stop on the walkways with the glass panels. They can actually ticket you for that. Now, whether they actually do ticket you for that is a whole other story. So this area, not stoppable, but lots of people were stopping throughout and taking pictures. And we did a couple times as well, but off to the edge where it's allowed. But you would always see somebody stopping, and sometimes you'd almost walk into them. There is actually a lot to see and do in Vegas, and you don't have to be a gambler, you don't have to be a drinker, you don't have to be a partier. We are not drinkers, partiers, we don't gamble, or we put $10 into the machine once and we're over it kind of thing. But there are little displays like this aquarium and also this amazing lit dragon for Lunar New Year, just stunning, and there's always something to take a look at and observe. And I really love these escalators that were going down at the shops at Caesars. Always so much fun. So later that night, we went out for dinner to Lotus of Siam, which is an incredible Thai restaurant. And if you ever get the chance to go, you should absolutely go. And it was so good to the point that I actually forgot to shoot any footage of our food. I took a picture of John with the big order that we made just because I know this was something he'd been wanting to go to for 15 years. So I was very pleased that we were able to make that happen, and he thoroughly enjoyed his meal, which made me so happy. So apparently Chef Saipin Chutima is still cooking. She's been known to pop up on an Instagram story or two, and she is incredibly talented. The food is just, it goes beyond talent. It just really shines through every bite that you take. We were so happy with our meals, and what was really cool was seeing the James Beard Award that she won on display on her whites. So this is definitely a must try if you're ever in Vegas. Neither one of us had actually been on the monorail here in Vegas, so we decided to go ahead and give it a ride, and it was a lot of fun. One of the advantages of taking the monorail is that you actually have a really great shot, actually a couple shots of the new Sphere, and it is so cool to see, especially at night. So if you're looking for a vantage point to be able to see the Sphere and you're not necessarily at a hotel where you can see it, I would strongly recommend getting on the monorail at night. What a lot of was on the Sphere was mainly football themed because Super Bowl Sunday was well on the way, but in the event that Super Bowl stuff wasn't on the Sphere, there was a lot of art, some ads. It was pretty cool. There was also a NASA thing, but look at him. He's so cute. And he was wearing a helmet for each of the teams that were in the Super Bowl, which I believe were the Eagles and the Chiefs. So he's got the green helmet on there, and then in some other footage we've got, he's got a red helmet, which you'll see later in the video. Now, this was something that actually came out of left field for me. I was not aware that there was a Netflix Bites sort of cafe diner experience opening in Vegas. When I saw this, I immediately tried to figure out how to make reservations, and unfortunately, there was nothing available until February 20th. So clearly, we're going to have to save our visit to this for the next time we come to Vegas. While it wasn't obviously snowing in Vegas, it was incredibly windy and it was warm, but every once in a while you get just a really cold burst of air and it would be kind of chilly. So I think in this footage, it was 18 degrees. The Bellagio is one of my favorite hotels to visit, and I would love to stay here one day. I just have too many other ones I want to stay at first. I always enjoy the Lunar New Year displays. These are pandas made with roses. This is a snake made from roses, and the entire display was just absolutely gorgeous. And that wrapped up night one. Pretty good night. The next day, we did some shopping for some traditional Filipino clothing, and the reason why we did this was because I'm actually presenting at a panel. But the night before the panel, there's going to be a dinner with some traditional attire that you would find in the Philippines, and John doesn't have a bra, but now he does. I actually lost a bunch of weight, so I needed a new Filipiniana, and I tried on a bunch, including this one, which I almost went home with, but this was actually not the winner. I will show my choice in another video. Obviously, in Canada, we do not have a Shake Shack, so we went to Shake Shack after we tried on and paid for our clothing. And these fried pickles and the cheese with the fries and the bacon, oh my gosh, so good. It was actually better than the last time we came to Las Vegas, which made me very happy. After we had our bite to eat, we headed over to the BattleBots Arena to, yes, go watch a BattleBot show. It was so much fun. This is probably one of my favorite shows to date in Vegas. And yes, I know what you're thinking. It is absolutely based on that show that you would have seen in the 90s or the 2000s, where you basically get two robots to duke it out in this incredible, crazy stadium filled with like saws and more saws and just destruction. We couldn't film the actual production, but we were allowed to take pictures, and you have to go to this if you love robots. Well, look who's back. It's our little spherical buddy. This was shot from the High Roller, which is the big Ferris wheel at the Linq. It's hard to tell, but we are actually moving in a loop. It just moves incredibly slowly. I think the entire ride was about 28 minutes, but it was worth every single minute. It was so much fun, and you could just see such great vantages and views of the Strip. You could obviously see the Sphere. It was incredible to experience Vegas from this perspective. Now, they do have drinks and food that you can purchase before you get on to the Ferris wheel, but for us, we took a pass on that, and we just enjoyed the incredible views. I am so tired, and I'm not even hungover. I'm tired from screaming at BattleBots. Hello. Oh, it's so quiet. So it's like 5:30 a.m. and I have not been able to sleep. I think I'm happy and sad because like today's a new day, but also today's our last full day in Vegas, so I'm hoping to capture all the moments. John's still sleeping, so I'm gonna go back into the room and I'm gonna do some work, but yeah. One of the things I totally forgot to do was shoot a room tour. There was just so much going on, but our room was newly renovated. We were in the North Tower, and it was one of the Elevate King standard rooms. It wasn't a suite or anything like that, but we had a great view of the parking lot, which was bomb. But we really liked that there was a lot of room in this particular spot versus the last time where it was a much older room that we were in. I don't think it had been renovated, and it was just a little bit stuffy. So this was really nice. And I really like this workstation because it just allowed me to work away from John, who was still sleeping. I actually got a lot of work done, which was fantastic. I had a whole bunch of content planning that I never get to do, and I kind of just end up doing it on the fly. So I did a bunch of that. I also have a bunch of other content that's coming up for my pageant, which is happening in October. And I don't think by this time it'll be announced on my Instagram, but it'll be close to it. Anyways, lots of things that I was able to get done in 3.5 hours of not being able to sleep. So here we had just a handful of hotels that we needed to go and check out their displays. So we're back at it again, lots of steps. I think this day was actually our least amount of steps, which is kind of funny. But again, we were averaging like 25 to 30,000 steps. And I think on this day it was like 23,000 steps, mainly because we did take some transportation to go home at certain points, or we stopped for a little bit. I actually broke my shoe and I had to buy new shoes on the fly, which sucks. But the good news is the shoes I've got now are very comfortable. I was actually in the middle of filming when these guys came up to me and were like, "You want to buy vouchers?" They are the most annoying people in Vegas. If you follow Vegas Starfish on TikTok, I'll link her down here somewhere. She's got all the tips you need to get those folks out of your way because they are so annoying. This was another beautiful display, but my favorite had to be the Lady Gaga display. This is at the Park MGM. In case you were wondering whatever happened to the meat dress, what did they do with it? Let me tell you, they taxidermied the dress and it is on display in Las Vegas. I actually don't know for how long, but the fact that it's on display and you can see it is wild. If you are a huge Gaga fan, you will not want to miss this. It is in the MGM and it is completely free to get into. You can also buy Gaga merch, which is pretty rad. And it's got stuff she's worn in, obviously, music videos, on tour, to events. It's amazing, and you'll not want to miss it. Our next stop for the day was the Excalibur, which is another, I believe, MGM property. And we have stayed at the Excalibur before. It's a very much like night castles, moats kind of vibe. And John really likes this hotel. Now, this is not my favorite hotel, but one of the things I really do love at the Excalibur is the arcade. And there is this massive midway of just all kinds of arcade games. If you're somebody with kids and you're coming to Vegas, this is a really good spot to stay because you can just bring them down here. You can feed them sugar at the Dairy Queen. We usually, if we play games down here, we'll grab a Blizzard from the Dairy Queen that's right at the stairs there, and we'll just walk around, play some games, win some tickets, and trade them in for a little prize. We weren't really feeling it today, and I think that was because we were going to go to the buffet. Usually if I'm down here, I like to eat my Blizzard and play the games. But we wanted to check it out and just see what was here because we figured that they were going to add more games the last time we were here, and we just wanted to see if that was the case, and it very much was. If you're a huge fan of gacha machines, no shortage of those. There are tons to play and lots of really cute, fun prizes. I unfortunately didn't get footage of the Luxor because I cut my heel open, so I had to take care of that. It's almost buffet time.
I'm so hungry I could die.
Oh my gosh. Right there. That's the buffet. It's so close. We love to see it. Anybody who knows Vegas knows there are multiple buffets that you can choose from, but we've always wanted to do the Wynn because it's supposedly the king of buffets. And the Wynn itself is just a really nice hotel to go check out, walk around in, so why not? Who's hungry?
Me.
We're both hungry. If you have the option to prepay for your buffet, I highly recommend it. We only had to wait 5 minutes to get in, and you have a grace period of 15 minutes. So if you get there 15 minutes early, they'll try their best to let you in. Oh my god. There's like sushi, there's the seafood. Round one. Show me your legs.
Show me your legs.
They are not messing around here at the Wynn. They were kind enough to actually do an allergy walk with John just to give him a sense of what he should avoid. John is allergic to hazelnuts, so we just wanted to make sure that he didn't eat anything that had hazelnuts in it because it's a very deathly and serious allergy. My strategy was to eat things that I would never eat at home or have access to at home, and I think we definitely got our money's worth. All in, this was probably about $280 Canadian. Very expensive, but totally worth it. And that was our trip. It went by in an absolute blur. We had a blast. I loved the drive home. It was just as stunning as the drive there. Far less snow and it was a lot safer. We ended up getting back on the I-5 through Reno, so a lot easier than what we did on the way here. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.